You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Hey everyone, how's everyone doing today? Watching from East Tennessee, Atlanta, work, Dallas, Philly, DMV. What part of the DMV? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Let me know if you can hear me, see me. This is a special Thursday live. I just thought because I went live last night and the night before on TikTok, and I was talking about the Bravo breaking news, and I didn't go live here since Monday. Since Monday, where we covered Mary's Medicine and things like that. So I said, okay, let me do a YouTube live where you guys can react. So this live is just rehashing some of what we've already talked about, including some new news. But I also want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts on Kandi and Todd's divorce settlement. I want to hear your thoughts on Andy Cohen slamming Sarah Michelle Gellar and Page Six. I want to hear your thoughts on Mia Thornton being sued yet again. I have no update, though, in regards to Mia's criminal case. I don't know if it's been dropped. I don't know what's going on with that. I think we would have heard something if it had been dropped. I don't know. But apparently Mia still owes the people some money. But again, if you missed it, I did do multiple videos talking about some of the stories that we will give like a brief overview. I'm not going to go into great detail just because some of you have already watched it from yesterday. But I did have some new updates in regards to some of the stories. And if you missed it, sidebar, excuse me, because I'm having an allergic reaction. It's 70-something degrees here in New York. I've been having an allergic reaction maybe for the last couple of weeks in regards to my allergies and things like that. I want my money back, allergists, for those damn vaccinations because it doesn't seem to be working. Okay? So if you hear me sniffling and stuff like that, I just took my Flonase. Okay? It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's non-drowsy, so I won't fall asleep. Okay? But anyway, so there are a few stories that I've talked about this week, but I also did a special Club Kempire episode where I dropped a lot of tea. And if you're a Club Kempire baddie on our Apple Podcast subscription, go to the regular podcast. You'll see the option for those that are wondering what I spilled. I talked about some more Potomac tea. I talked about this new reality show that Tamar's filming in the Dominican Republic. I dropped a lot of tea, right, Club Kempire baddies? So be sure to check that out if you missed it. Okay, you can also, even if you don't have an Apple device, go to the Apple Podcast website and you'll be able to listen there. Okay, exactly. Either scientist says, or vaccinations, as Karen would say. Yeah. All right, we will get to some of that other stuff in regards to Potomac in just a second. But yesterday, was it yesterday? No, it was Tuesday, right? Where all this news about Real Housewives of New Jersey was coming out. So you've already heard the news that Melissa Gorga, Teresa Giudice, and Dolores are the queens, as Andy said, that will be heading up this Real Housewives of New Jersey. Can we call it a reboot? Because only 3 of the housewives are coming back. You already saw the video that I did yesterday talking about, well, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, where Margaret confirmed that she will not be returning, that she was in discussions with the network since December. I'm guessing about returning. Since then, a lot of people have been coming out, including Jackie Goldschneider and Jennifer Aiden, with their reactions to the news that New Jersey's coming back and will not be coming back with them. So I'm going to play those reactions. I just wanted to remind you, I saw that Melissa posted a video celebrating her return. I don't know if Dolores did, and I don't know if Teresa did. But they are all coming back. Some people are saying they're surprised that Dolores is coming back. Some people do not want to see Dolores come back. You guys let me know. Again, this is going to be your live. I'm going to post the call-in link for members first. But live chat, keep liking the video, and I'll be posting the call-in link for you guys to react. And apologies to those that are watching the replay, but you can share your thoughts in the comment section about some of the Bravo breaking news. That's what we're calling today's live because there's been so much Bravo breaking news this week. But if you're new to the channel, we don't just talk about Bravo here. We talk about everything in pop culture, like Usher defending Diddy yesterday. So if you missed that video, be sure to check that video out as well. But back to Real Housewives of New Jersey. So Real Housewives of New Jersey is set to start filming this spring, according to Deadline. Andy Cohen has been reacting to it. He's excited about this new revamp, reboot, whatever you want to call it. As I said to you before, Margaret confirmed that she had been in conversations with the network since December, but she has decided not to return. I don't believe that it's because she was not asked back. If they asked Jackie Goldschneider to come back, which I don't believe that either, you're not telling me that Margaret wasn't asked back. I think the stipulations of Margaret coming back is probably where they decided, yeah, we're not going to find a balance. Because I wouldn't be shocked if Bravo said to Margaret, I know you didn't get along with Teresa in that last season. I know it's been very toxic between the two of you guys, but we do not want to come back in a new season where it's the same thing. Because that's why they put it on pause. All the fans are saying it's the same thing. So we already have seen over the last couple of months, Melissa and Teresa make some headway, be it for the show, be it for real. I don't know. I know Melissa has said that it is a real reconciliation, but I don't know. Only time will tell. I said this during the podcast. There was a special podcast episode that I did as well outside of Club Kempire. This is why you need to be listening to the podcast, because I have talked about some additional Bravo breaking news on the podcast. I feel like the realest that we got from Teresa and Melissa was in that last season. Because I think we knew all along that they never liked each other. And we were just waiting for them to say it. And they finally said it. And now they're reconciling. We will have to wait and see what that looks like. Some people are saying it's more of the same. Not sure if they're even going to tune in for this new iteration. There are rumors that there are 3 new housewives that will be joining these 3 longtime standing members of Real Housewives of New Jersey, Melissa, Dolores, and Teresa. One of those people include Gia Casey. Bravo has not confirmed that, but I've told you guys before, Gia Casey has been asked to be on Real Housewives of New Jersey before. She's actually been friends with Teresa for years. That's a real friend. And if you've watched the social media, they've been real friends for years, even before her being considered on the show. So we shall see what that will look like. I can't say that Gia Casey is necessarily incredibly interesting, but not everyone on a reality show needs to be turning up. But she does live a very good life. She's married to, of course, DJ Envy. There's been infidelity in their marriage. I wouldn't be shocked if that comes up if she joins the show. Remember, they tried to do their own reality show. That didn't work out. They have a very big family. I'm sure the kids alone probably have a lot of personality. We know that DJ Envy has a lot of personality. It might not be the personality that we like, but he does. I don't know how much of him we will see. Some people are saying they want to see the husbands. Some people are saying they don't want to see the husbands in this new iteration. I think part of the magic of what made New Jersey was including the husbands, but we shall see. Since the news came out this week, there have been multiple videos, one from Jackie Goldschneider, and just today I saw that Jennifer Aydin also released a video. Here's the thing. I see people trying to rewrite history when it comes to Jennifer Aydin. I will never say that Jennifer Aydin didn't add something to the Real Housewives of New Jersey over the years, but did y'all remember her last season? I think she's part of the reason why the show got put on pause. Housewives collaborating with bloggers. She was caught out there. Remember, did y'all forget that part? She was caught out there sending stuff to bloggers. So I don't think she was ever in consideration, even before the Jersey Mike of it all. And if you missed that, just Google on my channel the story that I did. It was New Year's Day, where she was being so belligerent and disgusting to some Jersey Mike employees. So I think that was just the cherry on top in regards to Andy not wanting to bring Jennifer Aydin back. But people have said for years that Andy does not like Jennifer Aydin. What's there not to like?
Lies! The lie!
Okay, fine. Okay. Bossy says, I love DJ Envy. Taco says, you're right, Kempire. I don't care to see Envy. I know you probably won't see that much of him. Maybe not. Okay, let me just play for you Jackie Goldschneider, who had like the worst return. And I used to like it. I think a lot of us liked Jackie. I don't know if we would say we loved her, but we liked her on the show. Then all of a sudden she had this brain transplant in this last season of Real Housewives of New Jersey. And it seems like that brain transplant has set in because she's not the same person. Take a look at what Jackie Goldschneider had to say about the return of Real Housewives of New Jersey and her participation in that.
Guys, so I just wanted to pop on to address the elephant in the room. And yesterday...
What's the elephant in the room, Jackie? What was the elephant in the room, Jackie? Were people wondering whether or not you were coming back? I don't think anyone... I don't think anyone was like, I wonder if Jackie Goldschneider is going to come back. I don't think no one said ever. No one said ever.
When Bravo called me, they actually offered me a full-time role on the next season, and
Lies! The lie!
Pay it. We're body language experts, facetiously. We're body language experts. Pay attention to her body language when she says that she was asked to come back full-time. Why would they ask Jackie Goldschneider to come back full-time? Because her last season was so stellar? As a friend? Okay.
Offered me a full-time role on the... Yesterday, when Bravo called me, they actually offered me a full-time role on the next season, and I was like...
When people look up in the air, what we always say, Phaedra does that a lot, we say, that's a tell. That's a tell. B Cutie says, bring Caroline Manzo back. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen because Caroline Manzo is suing the network. She has revealed before that they've asked her to come back multiple times as well. I'm not surprised by that. But pay attention to this. Look, let me go back.
Yesterday, when Bravo called me, they actually offered me a full-time role on the next season, and I was like, you know what? The vibes are off. And yeah, that's what I told.
The vibes are off? That's why you decided not to come back after 2 years of this? The vibes are off? Was it the price or what they were saying? I don't understand what you mean the vibes were off. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I said, yeah, the vibes are off. And that's when I said no. And yeah, so.
When did Jackie Goldschneider become such a liar? As soon as I heard the beginning of this video, I was like, this woman's lying to us. She's lying to us.
Guys, so I just wanted to pop on to address the elephant in the room. And yesterday, when Bravo called me, they actually offered me a full-time role on the next season. And I was like, you know what? The vibes are off. And yeah, that's what I told them. I said, yeah, the vibes are off. And that's when I said no. And yeah, no. But in all seriousness, my kids filmed their 10th birthday on the show, and in 2 weeks they're turning 18. So it's been a...
That's crazy for all of us that have been watching Real Housewives of New Jersey, because we remember their birthday parties on the show. They're about to turn 18? Wow.
Really long run. In fact, my second season on the show was when I had their 11th birthday party in my driveway and served pizza, and it was...
El Singleton says, I like Jackie. At least she's smart. That's what we thought. For a long time, she was very smart on the show, but the way she played her last season, that wasn't very smart. It was less than smart.
Fun. So it's been a really long, beautiful run, 6 seasons over 8 years. And I am so grateful. I had a lot of fun, and it left me with this big, beautiful platform to do really important work with and to do other projects with. And also, most importantly, it let me show eating disorder recovery in real time on national television. And for that, I will be forever grateful. And I'm not worried for any of us. I know that there's tons of other shows out there right now. I've been getting calls from casting agents. I have a bunch of other projects lined up, so stay tuned for that.
Jackie, I'm going to tell you this. Jackie hasn't done anything else since Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm not thinking that anything else is... Look, I'm sure they'll cast her on all these other little reality shows that people love to do in the mix, but they haven't casted her since. I just find that hard to believe.
But I will say this. My last 2 years on the show were very dark. The show got very dark. No one can deny that. And my last season on the show, there was a concerted effort by some people on the cast to ice out other cast members. And that whole thing ended up backfiring spectacularly.
Yes, in your face. Here's the thing. So many people have released videos that are just happy and just peaceful. Like even Margaret, even though she's not coming back, she sent love to everyone involved. Even the people that she didn't get along with, she sent love to. This part for me was like, obviously we know who she's talking about. She's talking about Margaret. She's talking about Melissa. Girl, Let me play this again for you guys because I'm like, what is going on?
Season on the show, there was a concerted effort by some people on the cast to ice out other cast members. And that whole thing.
Like your new bestie, Teresa. Literally, Teresa was on a reunion stage saying to Melissa as if she's not going to see Melissa next season. Teresa really is probably the biggest part of the reason why this show is put on pause, because she got a little too big for her britches too.
Ended up backfiring spectacularly. So the moral of the story, kids, is play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So stay tuned.
Egg on your face. I got to play that last part again because, Jackie, you are delusional. She is delusional. Play stupid game. Is she talking about Margaret? Margaret is fine. Margaret has her multi-million-dollar business. Margaret is over there in the Dominican Republic filming another reality show. Margaret will be fine. Melissa's coming back. I don't understand. Play stupid game wins. It's like you don't get that that's what we're thinking of you.
That whole thing ended up backfiring spectacularly. So the moral of the story, kids, is play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So stay tuned.
Okay, Jackie. I don't know what to do with that. Tiara says she's going out bad. Nothing can be worse than her last season of Housewives of New Jersey. I was like, what is going on with Jackie? What is going on? She got caught out there. Don't forget the last season. She got caught out there lying. So Jackie is a liar. You've been caught lying, Jackie. Exactly. Maya says Marge has a TV personality at least. Marge had a good last season. Marge actually had a really good last season. Better than anyone on that cast. So I'm actually shocked that Marge is not coming back. And it's not because I don't believe that she wasn't asked back. Here go Mr. Melanin Magic with a new photo. I can't with him. Marge on there with Tamar. Yeah. And if you are a Club Kempire baddie to our podcast subscription on Apple, I spilled some tea about filming. So be sure to check that out. Exactly. Sean says, kiss the wrong ring. Kiss the wrong ring. I think she aligned herself with Teresa thinking that would secure her spot on the show. And it didn't. Winter says, what's Jackie's sign? I forgot. Do you guys remember Jackie Goldschneider's sign? A mess? Look, that's her sign. A mess. So that's what Jackie had to say. Jennifer Aiden. I've seen a lot of people reacting to Jennifer Aiden not being asked back. So this is what Jennifer had to say about her not returning.
Not coming back to The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Shout out to our friends over at Bravo Snark Side.
Thank you so much for everybody who is a fan of me and upset about that news. Listen, you guys are very passionate about the show. You guys are going to have strong feelings about me, Margaret, all the cast members. I appreciate that. That's great. It doesn't change my life either way. And that's what you guys are going to learn about me on this.
And that's one of the things that we've always heard of from Jennifer Aiden. It's not going to change my life either way. Jennifer, stop it, girl. Jennifer is hurt by this, y'all. Because if you listen to Club Kempire, I already spilled the tea about Ultimate Girls Trip, because a lot of you saw that she was there for Ultimate Girls Trip. They didn't ask her to be there. Teresa is one of the main characters, so Teresa, a word on the street, invited her. Bravo did not invite her to film Ultimate Girls Trip. If you don't see her in the final edit, then you know why. Maya says that Jennifer Aiden should go to House of Villains. I don't think she has a good relationship with the network. You can't have a good relationship with the network when you're accused of leaking, against your contract, leaking information to blogs. So it wouldn't shock me that the network is hands off. They don't want to work with her anymore. Because you're right, she'd be perfect for... I will never say that Jennifer Aiden is not a good reality TV star. She definitely gave us a lot of different moments over the years. But, yeah.
Platform TV Gold. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened. Okay, so it was yesterday, and I was on my way to pick up the kids, actually, and I got a call from from ITV, and I don't know, there's this new feature on the phone that vets out my calls before I get them. So the phone didn't even ring. I had just looked down and I saw it was this person from ITV, and I was just like, why are they calling me? Okay, so I picked up. hello, hi, how are you? We caught up. It was really nice to catch up. And she asked what I've been up to. And of course, I told her a lot of fun things. This podcast, for one, TV Gold. I'm creating my own production company, Staten Productions, which produces this TV Gold podcast.
Mind you, she's launched this podcast a while ago. She's still trying to push this podcast. I don't hear anyone ever citing this podcast. This is probably the first time that anyone's even talked about this podcast.
Jacob just got a car. My son, who turned 17, we got him a new car. Justin's graduating in May. Gabby's going to Ramapo. I still have 2 kids that don't drive. Olivia's in middle school and Christian's in high school. So I have 5 kids. So I've been busy, dude. I've been busy. So it was nice. We were catching up. And then I asked her, of course, I was like, okay, so what's new with the show? What's going on over there? And she was like, that's really why I'm calling. And she was just calling and she said, I just figured I would tell you personally, give you the courtesy and tell you, like, we've decided to not ask you back. And I was just like, okay. I knew that already, though. I'm surprised at this phone call. And she was like, yeah, I had a feeling that you knew. You did give so much to the show. And we just felt it was right to call you. And I was like, okay.
I can appreciate that. Can't you appreciate that the network would reach out to you and production would reach out to the housewives and all this news is going to be coming out? It's been 2 years since being on the show and filming the show, but it's still out of respect. They're reaching out to you and saying, but you're going to see a bunch of news. And because then the other side of the story, they never said anything to me. I found out with the rest of you guys.
Thanks, I guess. I appreciate that. And I said that to her. But like in my mind, I was like, dude, you're like 2 years too late. And that's totally fine. I don't know what I remember about Bravo and how they let housewives go, if they ever let them know. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know if there was a phone call coming, if I'd ever get a phone call. So I was like really shocked. I found the whole thing quite amusing, actually. Listen.
I find this amusing. Okay. Woo-woo to all the former potential Real Housewives of New Jersey ladies. How do you guys feel? For those that will be calling in, start thinking about what you want to say, because I will give you guys a moment to call in and share your thoughts on some of the Bravo breaking news of the week. As I said to you before, that is some of what has been coming out when it comes to Real Housewives of New Jersey. So we had that news this week. What else did we have this week? Potomac. You probably saw the Potomac news in regards to casting. So Reality Blurb had the exclusive in regards to who will be coming back. So it seems like everyone is coming back, but Stacey Rush is the only one that has secured a full-time position. Everyone else will be auditioning. Speaking of auditioning, Regular Robin, they're saying that Regular Robin will be auditioning for her flute. But if you watched my video, I told you what I heard, something a little bit different. I'm not going to repeat what I've said. Go watch those videos. Then, according to Reality Blurb, they're saying that Kiana and Angel will not be coming back. I've heard something different, but we shall see. Because again, based on what I've heard, there are still people that have not signed on yet. And at this particular point, it's definitely less than 2 weeks, maybe like a week and a half, less than that, until they start filming. So they're going to start filming for Real Housewives of Potomac very soon. One person that you're definitely not going to see, Mia Thornton. Mia Thornton is back in the news, y'all. Back in the news this week because she's being sued in civil court for an alleged back rent over a Lux apartment amid criminal case, according to Us Weekly. How did her life just fall apart? Because Mia probably could technically still be on Potomac if she didn't leave that reunion. But I'm not even sure about that because I feel like even the fan base were turning on her because we didn't like the way that she was weaponizing Gordon's mental health. It seemed like she was with Ink, not with Ink. Then she seemed like she was trying to get on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we were like, that's not going to happen. So Mia Thornton has been sued for allegedly not paying rent amid her ongoing criminal case. So according to Us Weekly, her criminal case is ongoing. Because we haven't heard anything in regards to the charges being dropped. So for those that may have... Okay, I will get into that in a second. So according to new court docs obtained by Us Weekly, a luxury apartment building sued Thornton, 41, for alleged back rent. The docs filed on March 18th claimed that the Real Housewives of Potomac alum allegedly owes $2,859 in past due rent for the month of March. But I was like, wait, which March? This month? March is not even done yet. Thornton also allegedly owes additional fees for a total of nearly $3,500. I'm confused. She's being sued in civil court for $3,500 in regards to, and I don't know if it's the same place that she sold the furniture from. Okay, so US has reached out to representatives for Thornton for comment. News of Thornton's recent legal issue comes 4 months after she was arrested on felony theft charges. The P is for prison in Potomac. Thornton was accused of stealing over $11,000 worth of furniture from a condo she had been renting in Atlanta with her then boyfriend, DJ Short Stuff. Ink, him. So $11,000 worth of furniture from a condo she had been renting in Atlanta per police report obtained by us. She allegedly took radios, TVs, DVD play. Why would you take a DVD player in 2026? Why? A DVD player? And according to them, other goods, furniture. Why? But why the DVD player? I just want to ask, why the DVD player? Who has a DVD player right now? Just asking, not judging, just asking. And they said DVD players. Oh, okay. Thornton was subsequently taken into custody without incident and transported to the Fulton County Jail for processing. According to body cam footage, Thornton emotionally confessed that she was aware that there was a warrant out for her arrest. So she was aware, and you went to the airport? The V-Light says, not the DVD player. I still have mine, though. I still have one, but it's in like my attic at the house. I don't have that here. MT says, here we go, getting sidetracked. All right, everyone let us know. Do you still have your DVD player? Here's the thing. I don't think that we wouldn't still have our DVD player because every once in a while you have DVDs that you want to play. But at the same time, why did she take someone else's DVD player? That's the part I don't understand. Why did she take someone else's DVD player? I don't understand that part. I'm okay with you having a DVD player, but why would you take someone else's? Millie says, what do y'all do with your DVD players? We still have DVDs. I don't have my DVD player here, and I don't even have my DVDs here. It's all in the attic. Look, but you never know. I think I have the This Is It, the Michael Jackson documentary. I have that on DVD. So anytime I'm missing Michael Jackson, I'm going to need my DVD player. I guess I haven't missed Michael in a long time because I haven't watched it in a long time. But I have the DVD. I got the Brandy's video collection on DVD. I think I even have a VHS. Well, it's not me, it's my father. I have a VHS in the attic too. I haven't used that in a long time. Not even sure how I would use that. But anyway, I've digressed. Hold on. LLC Chow says, no, you must have the DVD player. There are many titles not streaming due to new copyright laws. That's the thing. Please understand, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have a DVD player. I'm trying to understand why Mia Thornton took the people's DVD players. Players. Why did she take them? I understand why we have one or have one in the attic collecting dust. I'm trying to understand why she took the people's DVD players. Oh, Lipstick Leah says, I got my Michael Jackson movie ticket last night. Okay. Millie says, I love a good tangent. We go on a good one. Now we're talking about DVD players, okay? But it's nice to know who still got their DVD player. Oh, wait a second. Resets have a combo DVD and VCR player. How old are you? Just asking. You don't have to tell us, Relyn, but how old are you? But I remember when those were popular too. Oh, damn. Jen Falala says to keep her man-child entertained. But why did she take the people's DVD player? I don't understand that. Shouldn't she have her own? All right, I've digressed. Mia Thornton was subsequently taken into custody without incident and transported to Fulton County Jail for processing. As I said before, later that month, US broke the news that Thornton was sued by Encore Management for eviction months prior to her arrest. So the landlords had already sued her. The lawsuit claimed that Thornton rented a property but failed to pay the rent on a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2011 square foot unit located in Atlanta. So you weren't paying rent and you took the people's furniture in DVR? A DVR. DVD player? Okay. Oh, yes. Come on, a Blu-ray. I don't know. Did I have a Blu-ray? Maybe that's what's in the attic. No, I have a DVD player, but the Blu-ray could also play DVD. So no, maybe it's a Blu-ray player. Here we go. K-Baby says I got the combo too. Okay. All right. Can you still burn DVDs? You had to have a certain type of computer to burn DVDs, right? I think I had that in the attic too. I need to clean up my attic. I do. I need to go up there to clean that out. Get rid of some of that stuff. Anybody looking for Mia, I got some DVD players for you and a VCR. A mess. So the management company demanded that Thornton be evicted and pay the past due rent of $5,100 for September, plus $6,085 per month she remained. So is the place that's suing her now another place that she had rented? Thornton later broke her silence following her legal issues. I don't care what. She didn't break her silence. She didn't say a bunch of nothing. She said, "This new year is about rebuilding, refining, and rising with purpose," she wrote on Instagram. "I'm grateful for the clarity that comes through adversity, and I'm committed to moving forward with integrity and grace. Thank you for the love, my loves." Hey, Ramel, Mia, girl, get your life together. But you know what? When you realize where Mia comes from, her mother's struggles and her father's struggles, I thought she was doing better with her life, though. What happened? Mention It All says Mia boosting. That's what it's giving. Taking the DVD player, you owe the people rent. So Mia, I don't understand why she's being sued for rent. I don't know if it's the same place or it's another place she's being sued for, but she's being sued for $3,500. Okay? Fine. Fine. All right, hold on. We're going to move on from Potomac. Was there anything else that I wanted to mention in regards to Potomac? So we got the update in regards to Potomac's casting news and things like that. I think by next week, as we get closer to filming, we'll have a better idea. What I've seen a lot of you saying right now is that you don't want to see regular Robin come back. For those of you that are in the live chat, do you want to see regular Robin come back? Honestly, some of you just want to see regular Robin come back so I could say regular Robin again. But I've been saying it here and there. Here's the thing. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Robin, being a friend of the show is probably better now than it's ever been because you can still promote your businesses. You don't have to share anything. And I would prefer that regular Robin comes back as a friend if she's going to come back. As a friend, because then we're not going to be forced to see the fakery of that relationship. Because that relationship is not real. And that's because, Robin, I heard the streets over there in the DMV talking, or Baltimore talking. Okay, so I'd much rather you come back as a friend so that way we don't have to fake the funk when it comes to Juan Dixon. Okay? Look, Philip Virgo is the only one. He said, I want to see Rob come back. Everyone else is saying no, Robin. Everyone's saying no, and they're saying no because you said that the Sinners movie wasn't Oscar worthy. That's why they're getting on you, okay? They're mad at you for saying that the Sinners movie wasn't Oscar worthy. I'm not going to even address it. If you saw my previous video, I talked about it. You can go check it out there, okay? All right, let's get to Atlanta. Oh, Pinky Cole. Pinky Cole's Georgia home has been seized by a creditor after she filed for Chapter 11. Shout out to our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. They said Pinky Cole raced to court after a creditor seized her property following her bankruptcy filing, a move she says should have been paused all collection efforts. According to the court docs obtained by TMZ, the arbitrary newcomer says that Guardian Asset Management took control of one of her many investment properties. So maybe it's not the home that she was pretending like she was getting kicked out of. Okay. Took control of one of her many investment properties, a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom home in Loganville, Georgia, placed a notice on the home and changed the locks. Pinky, who filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy earlier this year, says that her legal team tried to inform the company that the filing should have stopped any collection activity. However, she claims that the situation has already caused harm. She says that the seizure is causing extreme financial harm because she planned to rent out the home for income and already had a tenant lined up with a lease set to begin April 1st, which is next week. In a separate filing obtained by the outlet, Pinky revealed that she's dealing with millions in debt and currently has little to no income aside from about $15,000 a month earned by her husband. So she's saying that she's unemployed and she's not bringing any money. So now it's starting to make sense why she waited till they stopped filming for her to file for the bankruptcy. But she could have had her paycheck sent to an LLC and then technically, but I don't know. Pinky, I was trying to give you grace and I'm going to still give you some grace to see how this all plays out. But damn, girl. look, damn. Damn. Hey, Reality Blurb. Is it the Reality? I'm assuming from the logo. Reality Blurb just became a member. Thank you for becoming a member, Reality Blurb. We were just citing you as a source on the Potomac News. I don't know. I'm just looking at Pinky with the side eye, especially after seeing the trailer for RHOA, where she says to Angela Oakley, I should have bought your foreclosed homes. Girl.
Lies. The lie.
Stop messing with us Tauruses, though. This is our villain era, and we are winning. We are winning. Okay? We are winning right now. So y'all can keep coming for us, but we're not checking for you. Now, this is just going to land so perfectly for Angela Oakley right now. Look, LaSoul says, hey, Kempire, child, Pinky just does not have enough business sense, period. I don't know if I want to say that about her because she built a multi-million-dollar brand, y'all. Multiple businesses, not just Slutty Vegan. So I don't want to say that. She made a name for herself to the point people know her for this. She used to be a producer, right? She used to be like a daytime talk show producer. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how she navigates reality television. Alma says, I'm not a Taurus, but I'm entering my villain era. But Tauruses aren't the only ones in our villain era right now. There are multiple signs. I think Leo too, right? I think Leo, which I have a Leo moon, so I'm in a double. Look, a double villain era. Yes. So, Pinky, damn. I'm going to keep an open mind. I'm trying, y'all. Some people already have written her off, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. All right? All right. Let me talk about Kandi. Kandi has finally settled her divorce. You may recall there were rumors that Kandi was going to pay Todd $2 million. $2 million. And spousal and alimony. Spousal and child support. Now TMZ has gotten their hands on the details of their settlement, and it's not that. It's not that at all. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. Let me just find the actual article because they had other details that were not covered in my original video on the specifics of their settlement. Let me just find it. I don't know why I did not save this from the other day. Hold on, y'all. And as I'm doing that, guys, if you are just joining us, matter of fact, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. A break by our sponsor. Shout out to our friends over at Wix. When I first started Kempire Radio 15 plus years ago, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. 15 years later, now artificial intelligence has taken over and it's making your website building so easy. I'm excited to partner with Wix for today's live because Wix was the very first website that I ever used. And even back then, they made it easy. So you can imagine 15 years ago versus 2026, Wix is making it even easier with AI. So there are a couple of really cool things that you can do with Wix. With the hybrid website editor that offers the speed of AI, precision of drag and drop, and guidance of a dedicated AI agent, aka the new way to create websites. And you don't have to pay anyone to do this. You could do this yourself. Create in whatever way feels most natural to you with a platform that lets you flow freely between AI and manual controls. Because some people just let AI do whatever they want, and that is not what you want. You want to be able to do and create something that's unique to you. As I said to you before, you can launch a pro-grade website that's quality, but make it very easy for you to create. There are all kinds of really cool capabilities that they provide. Wix Harmony is packed with some of the coolest, most useful AI features and agents, built specifically for small businesses. Generate images, product descriptions, blogs, and more. Automate email marketing, SEO tasks, inventory management, and more. You even get an AI agent named Aria who can help you build your website or take care of business. Wix has been on top of AI for years, so naturally, they're the ones introducing the new way to create websites. Try Wix Harmony for free at wix.com/harmony. That's wix.com/harmony. More details on that will be available in the description. And we're back. Guys, be sure to check out the description in regards to more details in regards to our sponsors, including our merch. Be sure to check out our merch in regards to the Are You Okay merch, the mugs, the sweatshirts, the t-shirts, all of that is available right now. All right. As I do that, I wanted to remind you that Kandi's divorce settlement has now been revealed. And I don't think it surprises some of us. I think some people are surprised, but I think the majority of us are not surprised because we watched the wedding special. We knew that there's a prenuptial agreement. We've been reporting on this divorce since it was filed back in November. There was a lot of back and forth. It seemed as if Todd was going to contest the prenuptial agreement. But again, that just seemed like a tactic. Didn't mean that he actually was going to do it based on what we saw. He did not end up doing it. If you missed it, I did do a very detailed video talking about some of the stipulations that came out from this divorce settlement. As Kandi wanted this divorce sealed, the judge did approve some of the details to be sealed. Shout out to our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. They said Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker's divorce has officially been finalized, and the court documents outline a detailed financial and parenting agreement. Both Todd and Kandi report earning approximately $22,083 per month each, and despite having 2 minor children, the court approved a deviation from standard guidelines, meaning neither party will pay child support or spousal support. And for those that, because we worked this out last night, I was like, wait, how come they only make $22,000 a month each? And then I had to think about like my own LLC and how that stuff works. So Kandi and Todd are probably being paid via their LLCs, but individually, as individuals, they're not including the amount of money that their LLCs are being paid by their other investments. So I had to where I was like, wait a minute. So for those that have been wondering, like, only $22,000 a month, that's not a lot of money. So instead of the financial focus shifts to their asset split, according to reports, as a part of the settlement, Kandi is required to pay Todd an equalization amount totaling approximately $426,388.77 after offsets. The payment is structured with $250,000 paid upfront, with the remaining balance due within 90 days. The two will share joint legal and physical custody, which was a bone of contention during their divorce. But decision-making authority is divided. Kandi can have final say over non-emergency medical and educational decisions, while Todd has final say over extracurricular activities and religion if disagreements arise. The agreement also places restrictions on their children's public exposure. Neither parent can involve the children in media or commercial activities without written consent from the other, and any earnings from the children must go directly into accounts set up for them. While child support is set at $0, both parents are still responsible for shared costs. Medical expenses, extracurricular activities, and other child-related costs will be split 50-50, while Kandi is responsible for private school tuition if she chooses that option. Are they not in private school now? You would think that they would be. Both parties also waived alimony permanently, meaning there will be no spousal support now or in the future. The other thing that we reported on yesterday is that they had so many luxury cars. I didn't even know they had that many luxury cars. Okay? So apparently Kandi got 5 of the luxury cars. Todd got 6. Based off the luxury cars that Todd got, the 6 cars, the payout that he's going to get in this divorce settlement, he has to move out of the guest house within the next 15 days. I wonder, look, because for me, it's okay, you're getting almost $500,000. And then you're going to get probably like he's probably walking away with $1 million in regards to assets and cash. or a little bit over $1 million in assets. And I don't know anything about the cars. So for those of you that watched my video yesterday, total up the amount those cars are probably worth. So why did they have that many cars? And where did they park those cars? Okay. All right. If you are a member of the channel, I've already dropped the call link for Royal Court members and senior royals. Team Kempire members, I'll drop the call link for you guys in just a second. The Villa download, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Oh, let me shimmy. $25. Let me shimmy. Thank you. I forgot about all the leaks to the blogs. I'd been so blinded by her behavior. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in that last year in regards to Jennifer Aiden that was just like, yeah, Jennifer, you can't come back because you're going to add to the toxicity. All right. Very Fiery says, I know Riley's relieved. She loves her siblings. Yeah. Look, they were married for how long? When did they get married? 2000? I don't remember. But a long time, over a decade, these two have been together and they have 2 beautiful children together. And they brought 2 children into the relationship. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just Dominic, he said it probably totals up to 2 million, almost 2 million probably. Between the cars and his payout? Yeah. And the other part about it, we talked about it in the previous video, they're splitting their reward points. He paid Kandi $38,000 for their season tickets to the Atlanta Hawks. She's going to keep the season tickets. Yeah, look, either way, I'm sure Kandi is happy she got a prenuptial agreement. Okay. All right, 2014. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember. I can't remember everything. We're covering a lot. If you're just joining us, this is our special lunchtime live. Bravo breaking news is all things Bravo related. We're just talking about Kandi and her divorce settlement. Kandi also, congratulations to Kandi. I performed and sold out the City Winery also. She sold out the City Winery. She's doing some sort of special event. I'll tell you what it's called. And Todd actually posted about it and promoted it. So I promoted it. So I'm not shocked that these two will probably have a very amicable co-parenting. I wish that for them because the children don't need to be a part of anything that's not going to be healthy. So Kandi is doing something called Kandi Coded Entertainment presents Kandi's I Do, I Did, I'm Done. And it's on April 27th, which is in a month. Tomorrow will be a month until it. And it's going to be at the City Winery. For those that came to see me in Atlanta, I performed at City Winery twice. Great venue. And she sold it out in 24 hours. I don't know if she's going to add a second show. I think she should. I don't know what this show is going to include, but in her caption, she says, wow, I didn't know what to expect, but this sold out in one day. Kandi's I Do, I Did, I'm Done. Thank you for showing up for my story, my music, and my next chapter. We're just getting started, and next time, don't wait. I love y'all. So I don't know if she's going to do more shows in other places, but I'm not surprised that the mayor of Atlanta sold out. Look, come on, Kandi is a very popular person in Atlanta, and she's a part of a very popular group. She sold out in 24 hours. It will be interesting to see what this will include. Will this include her talking about her divorce? Will this include new music? Is she going to perform Don't Think I'm Not? Because if she is, Kandi, I will be front and center. I'll be front and center when you bring that show to New York City. Please and thank you. And we're outside. It's warm. It's a warm day here in New York City. Sorry, can't I get to see you in Ann Juliet? It was cold. We had blizzards and stuff like that. It was cold, okay? But now it's warm and we outside, and apparently you are too. So if you bring this to New York, I'm there. Just perform for me, Kandi. Do me a favor. Perform Don't Think I'm Not. Hold on, let me bring it up. Because justice for Hey Kandi, okay? And for those that know what I'm talking about, that's where Don't Think I'm Not is the single from. She never really got to promote that project the way I felt like it should have been promoted. But I really don't care about the other music, Kandi. The ones that you did when you were on Real Housewives of Atlanta. No, don't care about that. What I want to hear, you can perform Don't Think I'm Not, have a bunch of dancers behind you. I want to hear Cheating on Me from Hey Kandi. I love a bunch of the songs on this project. Kandi, look, I'm going to save this question for whenever I do an interview with you because I don't know why people. I'm going to save that for myself. Perform Can't Come Back. Look. Can't Come Back. And And bring out Faith Evans and do Easier. And I know that's going to be a hard song for you to do because that's dedicated to your late brother. But yeah, perform those songs. Okay. Are we surprised that Kandi has launched another thing? So she's had a couple of things that she's launched. She's launched that other project in regards to, I guess, is it a workshop about manifestation? Amanda Francis of it all. Miss Parker says, you don't like I Fly Above? Thank you for reminding me of the name of the song. I don't. I fly above all the drama. No. Sorry, Kandi. Whatever you did on Hey Kandi, justice for that project. Patty says that Kandi and Keke Palmer stay employed. I love that for them. Shout out to Keke Palmer. All right. Teresa says Kemp got his list. Yes. If she's going to perform, and you can perform your other songs, it's your show. But justice for Hey Kandi, at least perform 2 of those songs. Okay? Shad says, not Kempire and his demands. I'm a Taurus. She should expect that. Not legs to the moon. Nope. She's gonna perform that song though because you want to hear exactly. The Girls Club says I want to hear legs and hips and body. Y'all gonna hear that. So I don't know what this show is going to include, but apparently no one cares. They all sold it out. Kandi says she's gonna do something else. I wouldn't be surprised if she decides to do some sort of tour. Again, if you bring it to New York, I'm there. But you got to promise me, at least for the New York show, you're gonna perform some of those tracks from Hey Kandi. Okay, and maybe we'll sit down for a sit-down conversation because I got questions. All right. So it looks like the world got it wrong when it comes to Kandi and Todd's divorce. And so it was just reported yesterday that she was going to pay him $426,000, a far cry from the $2 million that people were talking about initially. Kandi is breaking her silence in a new interview with Lauren LaRosa and explaining it's not exactly the way that you guys think. So yesterday we revealed to you some of the details behind Kandi and Todd's divorce, where it was revealed that she was going to pay him $426,000 in their divorce settlement. However, we also found out that Kandi and Todd would not be paying child support or spousal support to each other at all. If anything, they had to split their reward points. She had to pay him $426,000, to be exact, $426,388.77. The initial payment had to be paid up front, but that would be $250,000, with the remaining balance due within 90 days. So other details that were revealed in the divorce in regards to physical custody, they will share joint legal and physical custody, but decision-making authority is divided. Kandi has final say over non-emergency medical and educational decisions, while Todd has a final say over extracurricular activities and religion if disagreement arise. The agreement also places restriction on their children's public exposure. Neither parent can involve the children in media or commercial activities without written consent from the other. And any earnings from the children must go directly into an account set up for them. While child support is set at 0, both parents are still responsible for shared costs, medical expenses, extracurricular activities, and other child-related costs will be split 50-50. While Kandi is responsible for private school tuition if she chooses that option. Both parties also waived alimony permanently, meaning that there will be no spousal support now or in the future. So those were some of the details. Some of the other details include, as I mentioned before, they would split their reward points, their credit card reward points. Todd pays Kandi $38,000 for their season tickets for the Atlanta Hawks. She's going to keep those season tickets. But the biggest number was the fact that Kandi was going to pay Todd $426,000. The other element that we reported to you yesterday was that Todd was going to be walking away with 6 luxury cars and Kandi would be holding on to 5 luxury cars. In this new interview with Lauren LaRosa, on Lauren LaRosa's show, The Latest with Lauren LaRosa, Kandi basically reveals that it's not exactly the way that we think. It's not Kandi paying Todd anything extra. It's so that they both walk away when dividing up their assets, that they walk away with each walking away equal. So technically, this is just money that's owed to Todd. She's not paying him anything extra. This is not something that was necessarily something that he can live off. It's just based off of how they split their assets when it comes to their properties. I will have Kandi explain it a little bit better than I can.
We are joint. Everything is split evenly. Even when it comes to the financial part of it, we had properties together that we had to split equally. And basically, it's just so we just have to end up with equal equity. And as far as I guess it said who got what properties.
And to be clear, remember, Kandi wanted this divorce sealed so that some of these details wouldn't be revealed. And her justification was because there was someone or some people stalking them. And so she wanted some of this, she wanted the entire thing sealed. The judge approved for some elements to be sealed. So the properties were not revealed in their divorce settlement. So that's what we don't know, is that they had multiple properties together and those addresses were sealed probably because of the stalking claims. So that's the element that people missed in this divorce settlement, is that they had multiple properties. So she explains further.
If I ended up with one more, I just had to pay the difference of. So we're still equal in what we got.
Gotcha.
It's just because I ended up with more on the property side, then I just paid the difference of. So it's not like I had to pay him. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
And she's not referring to her Georgia mansion with the 2 homes that she has. That's not what she's referring to. Apparently, during their marriage, they must have garnered additional properties. Again, that was redacted in the divorce settlement, so we don't know what those properties are or where those properties are. So they must have had other properties. And what she's saying is, it's not Kandi just paying Todd $426,000 because they're divorcing. She's saying, no, we both walked away equal in regards to our assets, the properties, what I ended up with in regards to maybe she's holding on to these properties. This is what he would have been entitled to.
But in the settlement, from what I'm going off of what TMZ is reporting, and from what they're reporting a number, I believe it's like $426,000.
What I'm saying is, if you read the whole thing, which is, I guess, it's open to the public.
Yeah.
We have to be equal in the equity that we have in the properties that we own together.
Got you. Okay, so that's separate. Is that
No.
separate? Oh, that's all.
No,
so
that's
what,
not
how they
separate.
got
It's
to
all
that number.
together.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, we have to be equal in what we both take out of the properties. So
Gotcha.
if we didn't sell the properties and we just did based off of, I'm gonna take these 2, you take whatever, but my properties may be worth more, then I have to pay the difference so that we're both still equal.
Got
You
you.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I know some people were here's the thing. I know some people were frustrated with Lauren LaRosa and not understanding what Kandi was saying. But also sometimes Kandi has a hard time expressing herself clearly. But I got what she was saying in regards to basically the $426,000 is based on what she has in the properties and in regards to the equity. So the value of those properties, her walking away with keeping those properties, needs to match with what he would end up walking away with. So that's where the $426,000 comes from. That's why she had to pay him that. So Todd did not walk away with anything really besides what he came into the marriage with and what they garnered together in the marriage. So this was an even split. It seems as if, based off of Kandi's energy in this video, that she's happy with the way that this worked out, because the narrative for forever has been that Kandi takes care of men. Kandi, Mama Joyce was right. Todd was going to take her to the bank. A lot of people were relieved that the $2 million story wasn't true. We were live earlier today talking a little bit more about this, and we were saying, based off of the $426,000, the cars and things like that, is that what made people think about the $2 million? But what she's saying in this interview is that no, we both walked away with everything even. Everything was split down the middle. So those properties, I don't think Kandi realizes that the properties in the divorce settlement, they didn't reveal the properties that they had together. So who knows? So I'm guessing Kandi's holding on to those properties, and those properties have equity in them. And so with that amount of money that she has in equity, Todd had to have the same amount. So that's where the $426,000 comes from. As I mentioned to you before, she has to pay him upfront $250,000. And within the next 90 days, she has to pay him the rest. So I'm happy for Kandi and I'm happy for Todd. I think the way that they're able to handle this divorce is going to be very helpful in how they handle co-parenting going forward, especially with the details of how it's supposed to be handled when it comes to their children. I wish them the best. This is probably the least messiest divorce that we've had to cover and report on, and also probably one of the quickest. But this is just a reminder, like we said in yesterday's video, the importance of being very clear, transparent, and getting a prenuptial agreement. And I'm sure the prenuptial agreement covered a lot of these details to prevent any sort of conflict. There were some bumps in the road. There were definitely some bumps in the road to get to where we are today, but they figured it out. And Kandi looks like she was like, I'm not going to touch any of the cash that I have. Because remember, that was the other thing that we found out. Apparently, Kandi and Todd both make about $22,000 a month. But those that don't understand, that's probably on paper what they make in regards to as individuals. But please understand, in regards to assets, they have probably LLCs or trusts that collect their checks. Because remember, Kandi was making $2 million, a little bit more than $2 million with Bravo alone. So Kandi is definitely not hurting. A sold out show at the City Winery in Atlanta, she just announced. Then she just got off of Broadway. So she's definitely making more. But the thing is, the companies that are paying her are probably paying her LLC and not her as an individual. She's probably paying herself $22,000 a month. That's the thing. Financial literacy is so important. We've talked about this before when we were talking about the pinky coal of it all. We're not going to dive down that road anymore. But we could learn a thing or two about some of these things. We shouldn't take everything that we read at face value. There's just so much more going on behind the scenes. I'm happy for both Todd and Kandi in regards to this. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to the news that both Kandi and Todd walked away as equals in this divorce. No one really walked away with any sort of more than the other. Moving on from the Kandi of it all. Congratulations, Kandi, on your divorce. I'm glad it wasn't as messy as it could have been. Okay? Let's get back to some of our Bravo breaking news. What else played out in these streets? Look, again, I'm just going to tell you, if you did not listen to our recent episode of Club Kempire on Apple Podcast subscription, you got to subscribe. You got to pay for it. Sorry. I spilled a lot of tea from Potomac to Atlanta, so go check that out. All right. I will drop the call and link for the general audience once we get to 300 likes. If you haven't already liked the video, do so now. If you're listening to this on the podcast, be sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, that's where you can hear Club Kempire, where I spilled a lot of tea. Right, Club Kempire baddies? Tell the people in the chat. I spilled a lot of tea. Probably too much. Probably to the point I might get in trouble. But I took the risk for you guys and keep it between us. Because any of y'all drop it in here, you're going to get blocked for life. Me too. Erica says, I watched Kiki's show, The Burbs on Peacock. I enjoyed it. I talked about The Burbs on Peacock. I thought it was not, it was to me, it reminded me of Desperate Housewives. Sidebar, the son, one of the twins from Desperate Housewives, is one of the characters. He doesn't have a big role on it. But I liked it. Okay. Oh, what? Lenora says, Clarissa Shields says, it's her internet, not Beyonce's. Brooke, can you come get this girl? Come get your girl, Clarissa. Please. Brooke, come get your girl, Clarissa. Speaking of 28,000, did y'all see the video of Shamia and her husband Gerald buying her Van Cleef necklace? Here's the thing. I see so many people in the comment section. I just wish Shamia, because everyone said that Shamia really could be that girl if she wasn't so cringy. And I was like, y'all right. Y'all are right. This is what people want to see on Atlanta. And I think that's what secured Shamia coming back for a second season. Andy doesn't like to get rid of housewives after just one season, normally. It's happened. And I think that's why they gave her an opportunity. Also because she's going to give us the luxury that so many of you that keep saying that you want to see. She's the only one, really. Who else is going to give us that luxury on this cast? I'll wait. Portia's sitting in somebody else's $7 million mansion. She didn't buy that. There's Shamia. Kelly's going through what she's going through. All right. Drew's going through what she's going through. Even with Charles Oakley being on the cast, they're not living like, we're talking about foreclosed properties with them. Who's giving us that? Just saying. All right. I did see the rumors for people saying that they want to see Drita. I saw the food god said that he wants to see Drita, remember, from Malbwives, to be on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Did Drita move? Did she move to New Jersey? Because I don't know. I remember Drita when she lived on Staten Island. So did she move to New Jersey? I don't think that Drita would fit in well with that cast, to be honest with you. I really don't think she would fit in well with that cast. Drita's on the current season of House of Villains. She's likable, still has anger management issues. Oh, you're right. I forgot about Pinky. Pinky's going through what she's going through. I agree. Shonda says, I hope Shamia has security while walking around. Scam Atlanta. That's what Shonda said. Here's the thing, though. I thought we stopped doing that, glorifying and posting all the luxury things that we are doing on social media. I have to say that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, why do we have to do this? But Shamia's new money. And why do we have to post up, I'm at the Van Cleef store, with all this stuff? I'm like, okay, fine. Bougie Girl says, keep Drita off. She only resorts to violence and like screaming. She's still doing that. She's doing that currently on House of Villains. Miss Bell is still singing Kandi's song that I don't like. I fly above all the haters. I fly above all the hate. Okay. Oh, have mercy. Okay, fine. All right. Andy Cohen is so bothered by, remember I said this during, I don't remember which live, maybe it was during Married to Medicine, that Sarah Michelle Gellar was on Watch What Happens Live and she was talking about Beverly Hills and she was talking about how good it was, but I had just saw the video when she was on Page 6 slamming Beverly Hills. I'm assuming Watch What Happens Live was filmed before she did that or before they saw it. And I was like, and look, she's entitled to her opinion. Everyone's entitled. I don't know why the weight of the opinion of one celebrity outweighs anyone else. Because anytime a celebrity talks about one of the Housewives shows, people are like, oh my God, unless you're Rihanna, I really don't care. And to be honest, Rihanna, if you ever see this, I don't always agree with you in regard to some of your hot takes, but that's fine. You're entitled, okay? As I'm entitled to my thoughts. This is what Sarah Michelle Gellar had to say on Page 6's Sirius XM show, which I didn't realize that Sirius XM show filmed in Andy Cohen's studio that he has over there at Sirius XM. Andy was so bothered by it, but let me just play for you, and we're going to play this under fair use. Page 6. Don't play with me.
I love how much you're obsessed with reality television, like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
So you can see behind them, it says Radio Andy.
This season?
No.
Oh, really? What's wrong? Share.
I love how much you're obsessed with reality television, like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Are you loving this season?
No.
Oh, really? What's wrong?
She didn't even hesitate. No. She tried to clean it up, though.
Share your notes, please.
In fact, I did. I told it. I think it's boring.
Oh.
She says, I think it's boring. She's not the only one to say that. Who else said that? One of the Real Housewives of London ladies said that Beverly Hills was boring. All of you have said that it's boring.
I like the cast. Like,
Yeah.
I love Rachel. I think Rachel's a great
Yes.
addition. I love Bose. I think it's a great, I live for Kathy and Jen. Like, I want a spinoff. I want a Jen Tilly, Kathy Hilton spinoff. But it's
yeah,
slow.
It is slow.
It's just picking up now.
Yeah.
I
And,
know.
and what do you think of Amanda Francis as a newbie? How do you? Because I feel like she's a bit polarizing this season.
I don't think she's polarizing. I just don't think anyone enjoys her.
Oh, she says, I don't think anyone enjoys her. Here's the thing. I saw that Amanda said on Carlos' YouTube channel that she's neurodivergent. And I was like, oh, that makes complete sense. It makes even more complete sense why she is the way that she is. But I have to disagree with Michelle. I do think that she's polarizing because they've made her polarizing on that show. And I was randomly bored yesterday, y'all. I was randomly bored, which I know you're probably like, Kemper, you have so much to do. I don't know. I was in the kitchen, so I needed something as background. So I listened to the after show for Beverly Hills, the latest one. And maybe I can play it for you guys. Let me see if I can play it for you because I thought it was really interesting what Bose had to say about Amanda. She is so bothered. You may have seen it, that Bose... Let me play for you. Let me play for a couple of things. I have to play a couple of these things. I'll come back to the Sarah Michelle Gellar of it all in a second. I just have to play a couple of these things for you guys because it's all relevant. It's all Bravo related breaking news. All right. Let me see if I can find, because yeah, here it is. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play, I think it was the ending. Hold on.
About other things.
You made a comment that Staten seems to be very jealous whenever you make new friends.
Very annoyed, and yes, it's...
Wait, no, that's not it. Hold on. Let me see. I was so bored with the after... hold on.
Ground beef.
Understand. Manifestation teacher. Money mindset coach. Digital courses. Financial empowerment. Personal development. These are concepts that these women can grasp.
She paid whatever she bought my house for in Bel Air. She made that money.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and she bought the other house too. Like, she is self-made.
I don't care. But when you
That's Kathy. I really don't care.
talk about what she does, and I follow her on Instagram, it's hard to follow, but I don't think there's anything wrong with peddling inspirational messages to people that are willing to pay for them.
Here's the thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with selling feel-good tactics. When we first met, that's what she told me she was doing, which I actually thought was very noble, because you want people to have a good relationship with their money.
Of course.
However, if you're going to tell people that by doing these steps, you're going to make money, I think she just needs to rebrand it.
What was more...
That part when Bo says that Amanda needs a rebranding, I would stop my what I was doing in the kitchen and I say, and look, in all fairness, Bo's comes from marketing. She's a marketing executive. But to tell someone that has made their living from doing what Amanda's currently doing and actually is on the same show as you, doing well for herself and makes more than her own husband, she doesn't need a rebranding because whatever she's branded herself has worked for her. And clearly you're trying to brand yourself on the show hasn't worked for you. It hasn't helped you sell any more workshops. It hasn't helped you be likable to the rest of the cast. And I said, she doesn't need a rebranding. And Amanda, I hope you don't listen to her because why would you need to rebrand if what you've already branded has been successful? And mind you, last season, Bo was peddling the hair. I don't see her talking about that this season. The person that needs a rebranding, Bose, is you. I was like, a rebranding? Why would she need to rebrand when this has made her millions of dollars? And a loyal cult following. Emphasis on the cult. Why would she do a rebranding? And you know what it is? Bose has had a lot of jobs in regards to working for major companies like Uber and Netflix and Apple Music and things like that. Yeah, 2-3 years she stayed at these companies. Fine. Look, I'm just like, read between the lines. Her saying that Amanda needs to rebrand, I'm glad Amanda will not listen to her because why would she rebrand when she's actually selling? And your workshop isn't selling, and your bundles of hair is not selling. Why would she rebrand? That doesn't make sense. Bose, of all people, seem to be so bothered by her. Bose went on her Instagram. She's done multiple videos since the season started. This is her second video, I think, where she's trying to explain something that played out on the show. Trying to rebrand or reimagine what the people are seeing. So I'm going to play audio for you guys because I didn't think that I was going to even play this. But since we barely ever talk about Beverly Hills, we'll talk about it maybe tomorrow if I go live. Hold on. Let me just...
Oh boy, it looks like I accidentally stepped in it on this one. Jeez. So here's the thing. How many of us don't have a poker face?
I don't have a poker face.
How many of us sometimes say slick things under our breath? How many of us sometimes say slick things, forget we said the slick thing, and then stand 10 toes down that we didn't say it? Ciao! That's what happened on this week's.
And honestly, I really do believe that she may have forgotten that she may have said that comment in regards to Amanda because it was a very quick comment. I also don't think it was that deep. It was like a light shade. But it's not light shade when you guys have constantly come for her after time. A little comment, it's not, okay, here's another thing that you guys are talking about. Damn, Billy says even her voice is annoying. Damn.
Episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, okay? By the way, if you haven't watched the episode, please go watch it and then come back and let's have a discussion. I don't want to spoil nothing for you, okay? But if you have watched it, then let's get to the conversation. So, just to remind everybody, this is what happened.
Amanda was sharing with Kyle that she overheard you both say that she said something about the mask on the bridge.
Yeah, you said, let's buy some masks.
I said, oh, look, there are those masks.
Yeah. Mentioned her name or whatever. I don't know.
No, I did not say Amanda's name in reference to a damn.
I don't think we made Amanda. I don't think so.
I don't think so. We're not like so obsessed with Amanda.
And then they flash back to this.
They do have those masks. I have one of those.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah, right? There's going to be Pinocchio.
So Natalie says, who's going to be Pinocchio? And that's when quickly Bo says, Amanda, I could understand forgetting that. I could.
Amanda.
Ooh-wee. But also, no face, no case.
Amanda.
Does that really say that? I'm kidding, all right? Look, for the purposes of this conversation, I'm going to own this, all right? So first, let me start by saying, Amanda, I apologize for hurting your feelings. I really do. I didn't mean to do that, okay? All I was trying to get to was the fact that, look, we are here, we're talking about our lives in the most honest way possible. It's not often pretty. I said it there.
And so all I'm saying is that all of us, every single...
Sidebar, bougie girl Kay says, Aquariuses are good for throwing shade, being mean, and then, quote, forgetting or playing victim. Hello, Kenya Moore Bose. Ooh. Now the Aquariuses are going to be up in arms.
We went around. We would share our warts with you.
What about my life and I'm not telling the truth about?
You're making things very perfect, and they're probably not.
And let's add to it that we've got to talk about this.
That was and if you missed our recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills latest episode, I said, what about her life is imperfect, that she has not shared that's imperfect? She shared about her son passing away. She shared about her being in a cult. And we all were just confused. She's not painting her life to be perfect.
I mean, everything about your life. Look, that's what we signed up to do. And that's what we're going to do. But also, look, my girl Erica put it so succinctly.
If you think that anything you've gone through these last 6 weeks comes anywhere near what these women have gone through in this group, you should get in your car and drive away.
Look, it's true. And that doesn't even just apply to this group. That's the larger world. There's so many of us who deal with all kinds of things being said to us. But look, we're still standing, still pushing. So let that be the lesson, okay? It's two things. One, get a better poker face. Two, don't say slick shit that hurts people's feelings. Okay? My bad. Now, next time, we'll talk about what we were really talking about underneath all of this. Stay tuned.
No one wants to stay tuned. You know who needs a rebrand? Bose. You need a rebrand, girl. You need a major rebrand. And you're a marketing executive or former marketing executive. Here's your opportunity. Rebrand ASAP. Oh, have mercy. Oh. All right, back to what I was talking about. So Sarah Michelle Gellar was on page 6, and she said that this new season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has been boring.
I love how much you're obsessed with reality television, like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Are you loving this season?
No.
Oh, really? What's wrong? Share your notes, please.
In fact, I did. I told it. I think it's boring.
Uh-oh.
I like the cast. Like,
Yeah.
I love Rachel. I think Rachel's a great addition. I love Bose. I think it's a great, I live for Kathy and Jen. I want a spinoff. I want a Jen Tilly, Kathy Hilton spinoff. But it's slow.
It is slow.
It's just picking up now.
Yeah,
I know.
and what do you think of Amanda Francis as a newbie? How do you? Because I feel like she's a bit polarizing this season.
I don't think she's polarizing. I just don't think anyone enjoys her.
Oh,
I don't know if they're polarizing.
That's true. She's not polarizing. She's manifesting, though.
Yeah.
Manifesting what?
Chanel
We're not
backpacks?
sure. Yeah, Chanel backpacks.
I want to clarify. I'm sure she's a very lovely person. If you choose to go on.
Y'all, first of all, the amount of people that come from California, this is why I find to be so interesting that people are making it seem like manifestation is so weird and odd. And this is coming from people that live in California. You guys do all kinds of odd, weird, magical things. But manifestation seems to be like, oh my God, oh my God. Hey, Reality Blur says, did not realize I was joining on live, but I love you, Kempire. I watch you all the time. Thank you so much, Reality Blur. Appreciate that. I just don't understand why they're so dumbfounded by manifestation. Oh my goodness. And you guys are just helping her business.
On this show, then you have to be ready to open yourself up and be honest. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she missed that.
Yeah, I don't think she's clocking it, because also when she was like, I don't know why we're at a table and there's conflict. And I'm like, have you
ever watched an episode?
That's one thing I will say. I will agree with that in regards to Amanda being a newbie and having these different expectations of what reality television should look like. I can definitely agree that, yeah, this might not be the show for you, but I'm not based off of this cast of women. This cast of women are coming across very just like pouncing on her constantly for no reason. OMG Steph says, I live in LA. There's even dating coaches. I don't even think that's crazy. There's nothing wrong with a dating coach. I'm like, of all the places to be like a manifestation, and literally we've been talking about how I saw a video several months ago where a woman said not in LA, just in California, she's been approached to be in a cult multiple times. So a place where all of that stuff, come on, stop with the whole, you don't understand what manifestation is or what it's real, okay? And you guys are manifesting without even realizing that you're manifesting. On Bose, you're manifesting the backlash that you're receiving. So switch it up, girl. Hold on, wait. Patience says there is manifestation products in 5 and below. In 5 and below, let's not act like manifestation has not become very mainstream. You would never know based off of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, ladies. But okay, I'm gonna go read Amanda's book. Look, maybe that will be our book club selection. Let me go read that book. Exactly, Suzanne. Thank you for being a member. Suzanne says, why is it so weird on the show that brought us Teddy and her accountability coaching? Because that was the first time I ever heard of that. Like, it's not the first time I heard about accountability, but accountability coaching, and that people would pay someone to do that for them. So Andy Cohen, on his radio program, addressed Sarah Michelle Gellar and Page Six, because he was a little offended that they would say anything badly about his show in his studio. So he was so bothered, y'all.
Page Six Radio interviewed Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I saw this. It was right after she was on our show. And she was like, yeah, I like it. And then she went on their show and she was like, no.
And it was in our studio. And then...
Are we shocked? Are we shocked that someone would come on your show and be like, yeah, it's good, it's good? For those that keep asking whether or not I would be a bartender on the show, no, because Andy Cohen's going to go to me, what are you thinking about the new season of Atlanta? Not loving it. Andy wants someone to kiss his you-know-what.
Post it, and it's like Sarah Michelle Gellar hates the Housewives of Beverly Hills with all this Radio Andy signage everywhere. And I go, you know what? Don't bring someone into my studio to trash my show. How about the door is locked when I leave? How's that?
So that makes me wonder, will Page Six not be filming in his studio anymore? I don't know how that works over there at Sirius XM in regards to why they were using Andy's studio. That to me is also weird, because is Page Six Radio on Radio Andy's network? I don't know. I know nothing about that because I don't listen to it. I listen to the clips on social media and then I bring it to you guys. Shonda says, Andy, are you okay? He's not. Doesn't he sound bothered? He sounds very bothered. No, he started again.
I saw this. It was right after she was on our show. And she was like, yeah, I like it. And then she went on their show and she was like, no.
And it was in our studio. And then they post it. And it's Sarah Michelle Gellar hates the Housewives of Beverly Hills with all this Radio Andy signage everywhere. And I go, you know what? Don't bring someone into my studio to trash my show. How about the door is locked when I leave? How's that?
You know what he wanted to say, but he refuses to mimic Nene Leakes. He wanted to say the door is closed. Oh, that's what he wanted to say.
Someone into my studio to trash my show. How about the door is locked when I leave? How's that? Maybe think twice about posting that all over social media where it says Andy everywhere behind SMG. She wrong, by the way. Page 6.
So he's saying that Sarah Michelle Gellar is wrong, but no, Andy, she's not the only person saying that. You saw the host of Page 6 Radio said the same thing. The fans have been saying it on social media. I know the ratings haven't gone down. I think that's partially because a lot of people have it set on their DVR. Some people are hate watching. No one is saying that, oh my God, this is an amazing season. No one's saying that about this new season of Beverly Hills. And a lot of people are saying that this reunion that you guys just filmed better be one part, if not the most, 2 parts. You guys, we've been saying this about Beverly Hills. They should have revamped that cast a long time ago. They put all their eggs in the Kyle basket. Don't know why. Erica hasn't brought anything in a very long time since the Tom Girardi of it all. And even if we didn't have Garcelle and Sutton asking the questions, that would have been a lackluster season. Dorit is still giving us the same. I don't care about Dorit in this divorce at all. So you got 3 housewives that are so unlikable on this show. Honestly, now you got Bose and you got Amanda. And no matter how I disagree with how they're treating Amanda, I can't say that she's the most likable either. So you got Bose and Amanda not likable. Sutton, who used to be a fan favorite, is no longer likable. The one likable person that you had on the show, Garcelle. Hold on, let me pull it out because I never get a chance to pull this out. Garcelle! The one person that you had that was likable, that would deliver in confessionals, is now gone. Gone. Just saying. I'm like, Lord. But all right. Thank you so much, Maloney Love, for the super chat and for being a member. Maloney says, I tried to like Bose and even went to her badass workshop in New York, and I have her book. Maloney, call in. The workshop was good, and she was very personable. I have pics with her, too, but I'm not liking her on this show. Look, I've seen clips of Bose. I think Bose is very much like in her career, and a lot of executives, the way you're able to get to those positions, Bose is able to talk a good game. But with reality television, you can't just talk a good game. You can't fool the audience. People see through that. We are a lot smarter than people want to give us credit. Yes, we watch trash reality television. They call it trash reality television. But we are a lot smarter than people give us credit when we're watching these shows. We can see through the BS. Even though in corporate America, a lot of these executives, these suits, they like a lot of smoke blown up there, you know what. And that's how you are able to elevate. You'd think that I would be here and not at some executive position at the law firm that I used to work for if I was a different type of person. I could have been probably a manager, director, if I played the game like Bose plays the game. Climbing to the top, pushing aside the other black ones out the way, elevating the mediocre ones. I'll just say that. You know what I mean? But some of us are just not interested in playing that game. Some of us are interested in creating our own tables with our own chairs, okay, and our own guests. Just saying. Some people can just talk a good game. And look, I don't judge the people that do. A lot of you end up getting, look, the president of the United States talks a good game. Once the president is no longer the face of MAGA, they are going to have a hard time to push that MAGA agenda without Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a good face. Do we think that Donald Trump is smart? Depends on how you define smart, because he's not book smart. He has the vocabulary of a 2-year-old. Sorry, 2-year-olds. But he knows something that's able to trigger another audience. So, just saying. All right, I've digressed. Are people backstage? Look, I've been talking. Oh, we do have people backstage. All right, we got messy people. I see you, Tyler. Messy people backstage. We're going to take a couple of quick callers. I really went live because I've reported on so much Bravo breaking news this week, and you know what we love to do. We love hearing the opinions of our community. And if you are new to the community and you haven't been following, you aren't subscribed, subscribe, join the community. People came to our New York City live show, made friends. People are making friends in the chat. We are the community. We are like-minded. Doesn't mean that we all agree, because we don't. You guys don't always agree with me, which is fine. It's all about how you share it, right? All right. Little Miss Sunshine. Exactly. Exactly. All right, live chat. I'm going to drop the calling for you guys as well. If you are a member of the channel, I've already dropped the calling link on the post tab on YouTube. Live chat, I'm going to drop the calling link for you guys next. Patience. I'm sorry to 2-year-olds. They probably offended because I know some 2-year-olds with a very good vocabulary. Just saying. All right. Duchess is backstage. We're going to bring Duchess up first, but keep in mind the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Speaking of our sponsors, today is brought to you by our friends over at Factor. Factor, thank you so much for sponsoring today. On a busy day like today, the last thing that I want to do, especially on a beautiful, beautiful weather day here in New York City, is to be in the kitchen cooking. Factor makes it easy, delicious food, 100 different meals to choose from. Somewhere between the first warm weekend and realizing short season is getting close. From short season. Eating well stops feeling optional. Factor is how I've stopped letting a busy schedule be my excuse. Fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs. Ready in 2 minutes, no planning and no cooking. Quality functional ingredients including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. No refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and no refined seed oils. 100 rotating weekly meals to keep things fresh and delicious through winter. You have options for high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean diet, GLP-1 support, and ready-to-eat salads. And of course, I've gotten you a discount. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. More details on Factor and all of our sponsors will be available in the description. All right, so let's get to our callers and see what they have to say. Duchess is backstage. Hold on, Duchess, let me bring you up. Duchess, what's going on?
Hey, I just want you to know that I was listening to Don't Think I'm Not right before you started your live. I love that song. It's such a bop. I was seasoning my shrimp and just bopping along to it. Yeah.
Oh, you listened to the album?
I have, yes.
I like that album. She did a really good job with that. She has really good chemistry with that producer. They need to reunite.
I think so too, and it deserved so much better.
Yes. I'm sorry. We digressed.
Yeah. So RHOA, Pinky, I think, is going to seriously deliver somewhere close to Sheree Whitfield levels, season 1 Sheree Whitfield levels of delusion of just how well things are going in her life. But we all know that it's not all the way there. That's what I'm expecting from her. I could be wrong, but she's been sued for being a bad boss and she had some issues with her business. I don't know if she joined this show to try and bring customers back to Slutty Vegan, but we'll see how this goes for her. I wish her the best.
Yeah.
New Jersey, as someone from New Jersey, I'm just so tired of Teresa and Melissa. Oh my goodness, they're the reason why I stopped watching. And I'm like, I'm not buying what they're selling right now. All of a sudden they're besties. I may watch 1 or 2 episodes just to see how much they're faking it, but I'm just like, I really wish they could have brought it back with one or the other, not both. I'm just...
If you had to choose, which one?
Oh, well... let me drink some wine and get back to you. And then Potomac, sorry, very quickly with Potomac. No amount of Robin is going to make Giselle more interesting. And I do think that Bravo and Truly Original choosing to leave in her realizing that she didn't have a package in the reunion was very intentional. And that was their way of telling her to step it up. But it ain't going to be Robin. It's just not going to make, it's just, she needs to do something interesting.
All right.
But that's all I got. Oh, and one last thing with Bose. I do PR for a living, and my boyfriend will tell me all the time I have this bad habit of speaking like I'm doing PR in my everyday life. Bose has a bad habit of speaking like a marketer in everyday life, and it comes across like on the show, on social media. She sometimes just can't separate two. And there are a lot of professions like that. I know some lawyers who can't turn it off either, but as someone who's guilty of doing it, I get why Bose does it. But growing her on TV, I'm not.
We were talking about that with Dr. Mimi on Married to Medicine.
Yeah, it happens. But girl, I'm not on reality TV, so Bose, you can, he'll figure it out. Okay, but that's all I have.
Thanks, Duchess.
All right.
Bye. All right, we're going to bring up Angel next. Angel, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I see Kandi for what she did, and her strategy worked perfectly in her favor. That press run she did, swaying the narrative, got Todd to sign off, take whatever he had to take, and get on about his business. And when she does her show, she should do the ring didn't mean a thing because Kim didn't pay for it anyway. And then Shamia, do we expect anything else? Not only is she cringy, she is tacky. So I hope this is her last season. And then Pinky, I am side-eyeing because I'm smelling Atlanta scamish activities, and I'll leave it there.
Damn. All right.
And that's enough of my messiness for today. Thank you for a little kiki at lunch.
Thanks, Angel. Bye. To be fair, Pinky's not even from Atlanta. But is that why people end up going to Atlanta? Oh, sorry, Atlanta. I enjoy Atlanta. I enjoy our community in Atlanta. That's what I should say. I can't say that I enjoy Atlanta per se, but I enjoy our community in Atlanta. All right, Keith's backstage. We're going to bring Keith up next. Keith, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So first, I do want to say, I just think Michelle Gellar is just completely fake, because why not just say what you said to Andy instead of waiting until you got to an alternative podcast? I don't know. I feel like if you're going to stand on it. But clearly, like what she said on Watch What Happened Live, she would not be good for reality TV. I think they prove why. But also, another thing is, I want to say, Erica sounds ridiculous saying Amanda has no right to be upset because she's only been there for 6 weeks compared to them. But also, let's make it clear. Erica, you've been a bully. So your experience is not going to be the same as an Amanda, a Sutton, or a Garcelle, because you've always been the antagonist. So I don't want to hear any of this because your situation is not the same as them. But one last thing, the separation agreement between Kandi and Todd, I want to say was very much in favor of Kandi. However, I do want to say like the cars I was seeing were like 2020, 2021. So I'm not sure if the value is that high. When cars, they depreciate so much, especially luxury cars like Porsches. So I think it probably that 400,000 rounded up to 600,000.
Oh, damn.
but also Pinky, I want to say Pinky, this is what happens when you try to be funny, you end up becoming a joke. But this is about it.
The butt of the joke. Wow. Thanks, Keith. Yeah. Okay. All right. Tyler's backstage. We're going to bring Tyler up next. Tyler, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. I'm excited about the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm definitely excited to see K. Michelle. I missed when you talked about that, but I'm not sure what Shamia did, but she's cringy. I'm just waiting to see how this whole season plays out. But I actually like Shamia, not as a housewife, but I like that there's real relationships there. I'll just leave it at that. It's not forced, it's fake. That's what I do just on that. As far as Potomac, I'm going to be honest. I do not like regular Robin, but I think Robin makes more sense coming in as a friend than Monique did. Monique never really had connection with those girls or anything. And I think with Karen and what's going on with Wendy, I'm thinking Robin would be good as a friend. I don't need to see her personal life, but as far as a friend, Robin asks the questions and she says what needs to be said. It's just she doesn't hold herself accountable, but I think she'll be great as a friend. Last but not least, I think that it is time for Andy to really go in LA and really look at, that's the one show that you could skew younger. There are so many influencers who are doing well, who are married. There is this one girl on Instagram. Her name is Jackie Ina.
Oh my God.
She owns the Forever Move. She would be Housewives Goals.
Yeah.
And pay the coin for a Kimora Lee Simmons. I swear she would wrangle Bose up.
They've asked Kimora, but I think Kimora wants to be able to control the narrative, and I agree with her because there's a lot of smoke around Kimora right now when it comes to the legality of it all. But if they cancel her other show, she might do it.
Correct, but I do think this Kempire, I think that Kimora is such a ratings gold and she brings in such a presence that I think that they could meet in the middle and do that. It would make so much sense. That's, to me, that one show right there, Beverly Hills, does not need to be canceled. That's the one where they're trying to do the younger girl thing. LA makes sense. There's real wealth there. There's girls there that really live that life. Lean into that. But trying to do Erica and them, it's played out. That's the show that needs a pause and a true revamp.
Which I don't understand. Instead of calling it Real Housewives, I feel like another network and another production company could really just do Real Housewives, of course not call it that, and literally feature some of the people that you just mentioned in their own way, maybe at another network.
Or why do we not entertain, I'm sorry, callers, but question, why do we not entertain, you know how they have the ultimate girls trip thing, right? I feel like Bravo needs to find a way to bring that over to Bravo. You remember when, not saying like Zeus Network, but you remember when Zeus Network was doing the conversation thing?
Oh, yeah.
Revisit some of these hot, like pillow talk. Bring those girls in and let's revisit this and have real conversations. We need to see Cynthia and Nene really make up and things like that. Then bring these girls back to the show.
That's a good
think that
idea.
Bravo needs to lean into some of those type of things, lean into some of the nostalgia. So when you're trying to bring in these younger viewers who are watching the older shows, they need to see on Peacock, show these girls making up and what went on, then bring them back. Because some of them are like, who is this? Like some of the new people who watch Potomac was like, who is Monique? I'm like, girl, how do you not know who Monique is? But it's because you've done nothing to really put them to the forefront. But that's all.
But they've always been bad at trying to bring these moments full circle or really telling a story or really resolving. Potomac's a perfect example of that. The whole colorism conversation has just gotten so bad because of how they've handled it. They're bad.
You have to be comfortable having the uncomfortable conversation. And I think it's because, to be real, it's because it's very clear. And I love Andy for what he's done, but Andy also has this room where he shows so much favoritism. It is clear that on Potomac, Giselle is his favorite.
Yeah.
You cannot deny it. However, do I think Giselle hates dark-skinned women? No.
Yeah.
However, there should have been it would have been amazing to see, because there is a place where she was never going to hear Candace. And I think a lot of fans don't realize Candace's mouth and the things that she has done on social media is entirely too reckless. But Giselle is wrong. Do not get me wrong. However, I think that he should have leaned in and allowed them as a producer or their production company to bring somebody in. You remember when the Braxtons couldn't get along and they had to bring Iyanla in and she wrangled them in together? He should have brought somebody in for them to have those real conversations and discuss why Giselle and Robin are very privileged and they're not seeing it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like, we're attacking you for being light-skinned. No, we're letting you know you operate in privilege.
Yeah.
They miss the mark every season.
Especially if you're trying to have the inexperienced people and putting the burden of explaining this topic on a Dr. Wendy or a Candace, it shouldn't be them. There should be a neutral party, not Andy Cohen, the white overseer, having that conversation.
Correct, because they're never going to hear what you're saying because in their mind, you're attacking them. And last but not least, this last season, the conversation that should have been had with Giselle is this is not the college yard. This is supposed to be a show about break the fourth wall. This is a show about real friendships. What is it about you that does not allow other people to come in? Why do you lean on this pretty girl, mean girl aesthetic? That's what Giselle does. It needs to be somebody in, because I remember when Dr. Jeff, Sherry, all those ladies come on the show and have real therapy sessions. I have not seen that on Potomac, and I would love to see that, because I think if somebody really gets in and talk to Giselle, that's when you will see the new her, instead of these producers who really love her. And she's a great reality star. I'm not going to shade her, but they don't bring in people who can really break her in and talk to her. Why are you such a broken woman leaning on this mean girl aesthetic? People love you and want to be your friend. Every girl there wants to be your friend because they see something in you, but you rely on pushing them away. But they don't do that. I think that they need to change producers at Potomac, and you could get at least 5-6 more seasons out of them with the same cast effortlessly if they do that.
Okay.
But that's all, Kempire. I want everybody to get mad at me.
Yeah, they're going to jump you in the backstage now. Bye, Tyler.
Bye.
Stacey says, I wish Candace would come back. Stacey, you are obviously not a Club Kempire member. Go join Club Kempire. Go join Club Kempire. Y'all missing out. Who's a Club Kempire baddie in the chat? Mods, can we post the link to Club Kempire? It's the Apple Podcast link. Go become a Club Kempire member. Just saying. I spill a lot of tea. Don't tell nobody. Shh. Look, shh. All right. We have a long line backstage. And let me get to the rest of our callers. We've got Kimberly's backstage, or it's Kimmy as we like to call her. What's going on, Kimberly? Kimberly, you're muted. Kimberly?
Okay, I'm sorry. Here I am.
That's okay.
Yes, and I'm Kimmy on Kimmy on TikTok. Indeed. Hi, y'all. Thanks, Kim, for being here. I'm excited I caught you live. Yes. Anyways, I'm going to be quick here. I just want to say that I am a Club Baddie member, so I got to listen to see what it is, because I do Candace. I want to see why I shouldn't. But focusing here, I wanted to say that, number one, Candy's my tourist sister, and I love what she's doing and how she's moving. It's difficult, but I relate, I connect on all of that. And yes, indeed, I am a made tourist. As is Kandi, I do believe. Moving on. I want to say that I know you don't watch the show, but speaking about this message about colorism and Black people and dealing with race issues, Summer House, does anyone else here watch Summer House? They had a really good discussion. There's 3, go ahead.
No, I've been hearing about it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what your take is on it, if you saw clips or whatever, but I really loved it. It was very authentic. How the Black folks were there, some conversations they had amongst themselves while the white folks were around, but they were able, you could see their own inner dialect and with eyes and stuff. And also she spoke on it. She said, I can't remember her name right now, but the main person, Sierra, she was saying like how the blowback she gets for dating white guys and the racism and what she has to do and how she has to present on the show as a Black woman and what she carries with that and the added liability that comes into it, how she's the only Black woman there. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Oh, no, finish your thought.
And then the other guy, one that was a Black guy, that's the first and only Black guy.
Oh, yeah.
The main character there too. And he was talking about that. And I love their connection and their real friendship. Like in this past episode, Sierra was saying, she was talking to the other Black girl, her friend, who she also like her too. I think her name is Mia, who she also brought in, and not that Mia, a different good
I know
Mia.
That Mia.
And how she was just like, how they would kill for, they would do stuff for KJ, how much they loved and uplifted each other. So I just thought it was really good and powerful. And the fact that the white folks on the show, when they were talking about this stuff, when they were there, they were quiet, they listened, they agreed, they didn't dismiss it. Unlike if it was on Southern Charm or something where I sadly watched that show too. How she's eating up her, the V name. She's pretty, but I don't know her name. Only Black there, they treat her so poorly and how just tone deaf they are. It was nice to see a Bravo show accepting real conversations from Black people, respected. And I think I heard on different podcasts that Sierra said, look, I'm not going to have this conversation. It's going to be to the producer. I think she said that if it's going to be not shown or not taken seriously, I'm going to do this, but I want it to be respected. I mean, she didn't it wasn't coached. It was a real thing, but she was just like, I'm not going there. So you could tell she was really heartfelt and honest and just talked about her own experience. So that's it.
Okay.
I thought it was cool.
Thanks, Kimmy.
You should check it out. Thanks. Bye, y'all.
Take care. All right, let's get to some more calls. Guys, just joining us. We're talking about all the Bravo breaking news of the week. But if you're new to the channel, we don't just talk about Bravo here. We talk about everything in pop culture. So be sure to check out some of our pop culture news stories here on the channel. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Kempire podcast. You'll be able to hear this live and special episodes. I dropped a special episode this past week as well, where you can only find it on the Kempire podcast. Also, there is Club Kempire, where I spilled a lot of tea exclusively on the Apple Podcast subscription. So be sure to check that out as well. Brevel Dad, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Brevel Dad says, Jackie Aina would be great on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I know Jackie is a fan of Housewives. Or she's just a fan of me. Because you guys tagged me in her listening to, I guess, one of our recaps a while back. So shout out to Jackie Aina. I love her. She's an OG here on YouTube. A beauty brand OG. I could see she has a beautiful home too, so I wouldn't be mad at seeing it. However, like I said, we always put our trust in an Andy Cohen when there are many production houses that could produce a very Real Housewives-esque type show with the people that you want to see. So I'd much rather, Jackie, if you see this and people are courting you for reality television, I think you should do it. Maybe you be a producer too. That way you have some control of what they're going to share and they're not going to throw you under a bus. Where they produce a show around you and some other amazing other people. Because she has amazing friends too. So We shall see. I don't think it's impossible. I think Tyler had a lot of really great ideas. Damien is backstage. We're going to bring Damien up next. Damien, what did you want to share about some of this Bravo breaking news?
Greetings and salutations, Kemp. How are you?
I love that greeting. Thank you.
It's D the Stallion. This is my government name, though.
Okay, David.
I like the season of Beverly Hills. I like Bose. I just don't like her hair. I don't know. It's a good season thus far. I think it's a little dry. There's certain moments where it's dry, but yeah, she just needs to change that hair, though. For real.
Is that it?
That's it. I think Maya would be a perfect addition to Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac, for some strange reason. What do you think?
I know she's from the DMV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people wouldn't be ready for Maya. I think Maya's too normal.
Got you. Not enough chaos in her life. Yeah. That's it. Great show. Love it.
Thanks, Damien. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Here's a bad thing about reality television. You'll end up hating people that you used to love. Not say that's how you feel about Maya, because I don't think so. Besides that time Maya was supposed to do an interview with me, but they were asking to get paid. What? Wait, huh? Who said that? Makai's backstage. We're going to bring Makai up next. Makai, what did you want to share about the Bravo breaking news?
Yes, so I have a lot to say, but not too terribly too much. When it comes to Potomac, I'll start there. So when it comes to Potomac, I wouldn't mind Robin coming back, like you said, as a friend of, because based off that reunion, it seems like nobody was caring to check Karen. And I know Robin Dixon would get down to the nitty gritty and say, Karen, you could have killed someone, and would have ate her up. So I wouldn't be mad if Robin came back in the friend of role. We don't have to see Juan. We don't have to see him. I'm content. I don't have to see him. Juan Dixon is not here right now, and I do not need to see him. So that is just fine. Just bring you back as a friend of Robin. I'll be content. Ashley needs to go. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how many legs she has. She has too many lives over at the Bravo network. What's going on? I want to make it clear. If Ashley Darby is on next season, you will not get a view out of me. I'll watch through the clips. And that's the Potomac of it all. Now, when it gets to Atlanta, I'm thoroughly excited for this season. I don't put a lot of stake in a trailer. I think trailers are, if a trailer gives me too much, like how I felt like Potomac's trailer was, if it gives me everything, I'm going to be a little skeptical. But I feel like that trailer gave me just enough for Atlanta where it's, okay, hopefully we'll see some more. I think this is going to be a good cast for Atlanta. I'm liking this direction. I feel eventually down the line, we could see people like Kandi or Nene even come back and later on with this type of cast. Hopefully Kenya comes back. She's on Bravo Timeout. Hopefully later down the line she'll be able to come back. This is a good cast for all three of them. I can see them on. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this season of Atlanta. And as for Jersey, on the last point of Jersey, someone who was here earlier had said, if you had to choose between Melissa or Teresa, who would you have chosen? I love Teresa, but I would have chosen Melissa. I would have chosen Melissa because Melissa is able to work with any type of cast. Teresa is not. You have to work Teresa in with cast. Like, you have to work the cast around Teresa. Yeah. So I just feel like if Teresa is here, it's going to be the Teresa show per usual. And I've been a fan of Teresa for long enough to know that Bravo should have gave her own spinoff a long time ago. I don't understand why they continue to snub their foundational housewives like Nene, like Teresa. They should have had their own spinoff show. They're so interesting enough to have their own spinoff shows.
Yeah.
And then for a housewife show where it's ensemble cast, I'm fine with Melissa being there. I think Melissa fits an ensemble cast. She doesn't bring enough to be a power player like Teresa, but she's enough to be in an ensemble cast. Her and Dolores, for some odd reason, is still making it. I guess because she's considered the glue now of this group. I like Dolores too. She worked with ensemble cast. Those two work with ensemble cast. Teresa does not. Okay. That's just my thoughts.
All right. Thanks, Makai.
Thank you.
Bye. You know what the problem is in regards to Bravo? I just had this thought based on what Makai was saying, is that Bravo doesn't invest in their talent. Bravo isn't, very much like the world, very much like music companies, they don't invest in their talent. They're not willing to do the artist development. They're not willing to develop their reality television talent to do anything. They want them to be reliant on them when it comes to the reality TV space of it all. They're not trying to turn Nene into an actress or with a talk show or a great reality TV star on her own where she can have her. They're not interested. They'll give you one, but they're like, you're going to have to develop that for us kind of thing. So they're not willing to invest that kind of time. And that starts at the head. That's not even just on Andy Cohen. That starts at the network. All right. Miss Sharon's backstage. We're going to bring Miss Sharon up next. Miss Sharon, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to call and tell you happy opening day.
For what?
Baseball.
Oh, okay.
And guess what? I found my new tribe. My new favorite team is the New York Yankees.
Really? Why?
I sit there and watch them. They were on. I couldn't find my baseball team, the Cardinals. And I think they played the Rays yesterday, but I'm really not for sure because their opening day is today. And so I couldn't find a baseball game. And I said, I'm going to watch a movie on Netflix. So I turned it on Netflix and they had a baseball game. So
on Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix had a baseball game. It was somebody's opening day. I don't know if it was the Giants or if it was New York Yankees, but I think it was the Giants. I'm not for sure. But I sit and I watch them and I'm like, oh, I love this team. And my new favorite player is Aaron Judge, number 99. He's an outfielder.
Aaron Judge.
So I just had to call and let you know I found my new tribe and my new favorite team, and it's the New York Yankees of all people.
Okay. Is Aaron Judge biracial?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm looking at a picture of Aaron Judge. I'm gonna bring up a picture for everybody because we know nothing about the sports. We rely on you to be our sportsnista. So
he's 30. Yeah, he's 33 years old and he's married.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cute. All
Yep.
right. So now you're a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker.
All right, Sharon. Thank you so much for calling in.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I had no idea. Baseball was back. Okay. I did. I Googled you. He's handsome. He's a little funny looking, but I'm going to leave it alone. All right. Little Miss Sunshine's backstage. Little Miss Sunshine, what did you want to share about this Bravo breaking news? Little Miss Sunshine, you're muted. Little Miss Sunshine, are you there? Little Miss Sunshine, are you there? All right, I'm going to bring you down, Little Miss Sunshine. We're going to bring up Squirtle 101. Squirtle 101. Squirtle.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, what's going on?
Good. Sorry,
I met Squirtle.
Huh?
I met you.
Yes, you did. We were at, by the way, don't ever do one of these things in winter again, because that trip back was a nightmare.
That's not my fault, because technically spring was like a week away. It's not my fault the entire United States was going through blizzards and storms and things like that.
Oof. No, Lord, that was whatever. Anyway, my whole thing is I think Bravo as a network needs an overhaul from the top. That's my honest opinion. Board down, that's number one. Two, I don't know what Andy Cohen's mad about with Sarah Michelle Gellar, because first of all, I ride for Buffy. My heart broke when they didn't do the revival. I live for her. She's one of my favorites from the 90s. So if she's saying something like that, it's truth. Sorry, it's boring, it's dull. And one of the problems with Beverly Hills, I'm going to just say this straight up, is these women are very unlikable overall, aside from Jennifer Tilly. These are not people that I would genuinely want to go out and have a drink with. They just seem too much, just irritating. They just have an irritating presence. Like even on my screen, even when you show their picture on your thing, I just get an ick and an annoyance about them. There's just something irritating about these people. And the thing about television and reality is you want to escape into their reality. I don't want to escape into your reality because y'all just miserable and irritating. That's my whole thing. Okay. Good luck. Have a good day, y'all.
Thanks, Squirtle. Hilarious. I think that's hilarious. There was something that I wanted to mention. Now I can't remember what it was. What was it? Guys, keep liking the video if you haven't already. We're almost at 500 likes. Thank you so much for all of the super chats, the VENMOs, the cash apps. Andrea, thank you so much for the super chat. Andrea says, sending love from London, Count. Thank you, Andrea. I need to get back to London. I haven't been to London since our live show, which was over a year ago. Oh, in regards to Sarah Michelle Gellar, I was never a big Buffy fan, but I understood the Buffy craze and people loved it. I remember Sarah Michelle Gellar in Cruel Intentions. Who remembers Swan's Crossing? Who remembers Swan's Crossing? That's who I know Sarah Michelle Gellar from. And of course, the movies and things like that. I was never a big Buffy fan like that, but I understood people that love Buffy. But anyway, who remembers Swan's Crossing? Okay. All right, let me try Little Miss Sunshine again. Little Miss Sunshine, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Hello. So I'm just going to keep it like a very short because we need to go.
Yes.
Andy, don't be such a wuss. It was a boring season. It gave us nothing. The reunion, which unfortunately we're going to have, is going to give us even more nothing. So, Sarah did not tell any lies. Please do not give us more than one part reunion because there's nothing over there. And Amanda might be the first non-melanin person that Bose is actively trying to bring down. And I managed to find an extract for Amanda's book. And I read it, and I kind of like it, honestly. It's not bad. Amanda should thank the show for the way they tried to make her out into a fraud because it just brought her more attention.
And now people are seeing that her stuff is actually legitimate, and it's something that's connecting.
I would not. There was only two people I would sit down and listen to all day long. One is Garcelle. I love when she starts talking. And the second person might actually be Amanda.
Oh! She didn't even say me.
Obviously, you're on top of the list with Jackie Aina because I love her as well.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it from me. Don't give us a reunion, man. It's so boring.
They already filmed it.
Just leave it on the cutting room floor.
Wow. Okay. Thanks, Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Shout out to all of you guys. I forgot Sarah Michelle Gellar was on All My Children because I was a big soap opera watcher too. No, I remember on All My Children too. That's what I remember her from and why I loved her. And that was before Buffy. Yes, B. Carter says, remember Sarah from All My Children before Buffy. Kendall on All My... She was evil on All My Children. Oh my gosh. Look, Julia says, me, Swan's Crossing. Swan's Crossing was before she was on All My Children. That was before. Erica Kane's daughter. She was Erica Kane's daughter. Not us remember. We are old fogies. Oh, Afro Bell says Swan's Crossing was how many seasons did it even have? 1? I loved Swan's Crossing. I used to watch it early in the morning. I'm like, woo, this is a mess. I don't know how my mama didn't know I was gay. I was watching all the soap operas. Watching Swan's Crossing. Right? Theo says, I used to love All My Children. Me too. Oh, wait a second. Doha says that Sarah Michelle Gellar had beef with Susan Lucci, Erica Kane. Now she has beef with Erica Jane. Does she in real life? Wow. Ooh, wow. V. Carter says Sarah won an Emmy on All My Children. She won an Emmy before Erica Kane. Wow. Susan Lucci. Right. All My Children used to be so good. I forgot that she was on that. That's where I really was introduced to Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's an icon. And then she had Buffy, which was huge. All right. I digress. Let me bring up, last but definitely not least, let's bring up Elijah. Elijah, close us out. What did you have to say about this Bravo breaking news?
Okay, Kempire, first of all, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I work, unfortunately.
Oh.
But what I want to say is a couple things. Firstly, I'm happy that Kandi and Todd have finished what they need to do. In regards to Lena, for me, the trailer wasn't stellar, but I am still excited because it was good. It had some good moments, and I'm really excited for Angela and K. Michelle. And I think a lot of people that maybe don't know her, don't watch her as much, forget that K. Michelle is funny. She brings that kind of wacky energy that it's like Atlanta version of Salt Lake City. You know what I mean? Like, she's a little wacky. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be good. She knows how to make good TV, so I would like to see that. So I'm excited for that. As far as this whole Beverly Hills thing, I'm not gonna say Beverly Hills is the worst, right? But I feel like Andy saying that he's gonna lock his doors and all this other things. I feel like maybe she didn't say it on the show because who knows? Maybe they're made to feel like they can't really be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because some people have been honest and then get shaded by Andy, or he makes a face and whatever, what have you. You know what I'm saying? And the reality of the situation is Beverly Hills is boring. And this whole thing with Bose is, I like when someone is, if you're gonna be a villain, like Rinna, be a villain and own it. How she says. And I don't even Rinna, but she's not owning it. She's trying to act like she's a girl's girl, how they would say. She was trying to act like she's a team player, and you're really not. And you would know the most about rebranding because that's what you have to do to your resumes every time you moved. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel her saying that Amanda needs to rebrand. I feel like Amanda's being herself. Yeah. She's awkward. It reminds you a little bit of Sutton, but a little more interesting. There's more to her, more layers to her. Because after Sutton stopped talking about this whole divorce, like, there's nothing interesting about Sutton, really. You know what I mean? There's nothing there. And so with that being said, I just feel like they're being a little bit too hard on Amanda. And I think Amanda is interesting and she could make a great housewife if she would just tap in a little more and not be. But again, like I said, she's being herself. Bose is not being herself. To me, she's playing a character and she's not doing it well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I have to say about Beverly Hills. And Potomac, I'm excited for Potomac. I think it's gonna be a good season, as last season was very good. I will say I'm disappointed to hear that Ashley is back. I really am disappointed. I feel like she's just a disappointment in general. Like, just what she brings, there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
And I guess the praise to the shrine did not work because she's still standing. You know what I'm saying? And so I just hope that, and I feel like this season we're gonna see some fake storylines with Giselle and with Ashley. Some bull, okay? Yeah. Some bull. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to not let the bull outshine the rest of the show. But yeah, that's really all I have to say.
Thanks, Elijah.
You know, and free Wendy, by the way. Toes backwards.
Which Wendy are we talking about?
Yeah, free Wendy. That's my girl, free Wendy.
Which one?
Wait, Wendy Osefo.
Okay.
And soon Pinky Cole. Not playing.
Oh, damn. Bye, Elijah.
Bye.
Free Wendy Williams, okay? Get her out of that damn conservatorship. I don't know about Wendy and stuff. I got to see the evidence, okay? Did you guys see Phaedra talking about the Wendy Osefo case? I have to say, Phaedra basically said to prioritize, if it means a plea deal, because she says right now I don't really know anything about the case besides what's on the internet. But she was saying this involves children, so if there is a plea deal, maybe that's something that she should definitely consider. And this is coming from Phaedra, who's an attorney. And I see so many of you in the comments saying win a case. But she is an attorney, and I have to say what Phaedra said was fair in regards to how this should be addressed based on what she knows. Again, she's not Wendy's attorney, so she doesn't have all the information. She only has what we have. And even probably less if she's not watching or reading any of the court docs. I think a lot of people were talking about that this week in regards to Phaedra weighing in on the Wendy Osefo case to TMZ, paparazzi. Hello, Miss Sunshine said, which Wendy? That's why I was saying, like, wait, which Wendy are we talking about? You talking about Pam Oliver? You talking about Pam Oliver? V says, yep, Sarah Michelle was nominated for All My Children 2 years and won her second nomination, making Susan not treat her well. Wow. She was amazing on the show, though, on All My Children. Maloney, thank you so much for another super chat and for being a member. Maloney says, I just purchased Amanda's book since I have a free credits on Audible book club, y'all. It's so funny. You're the second person to tell me that today. You were the second person to tell me I got Audible credits too. Am I going to go get Amanda's book? I probably should. I believe in manifestation. But if you're a Club Kempire member, I'll say this now. I think that our first book for the book club should be Brandy's new book that's coming out. Brandy's going to be honored with the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Hollywood's the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This week she has her new book that's coming out called Phases. And I was like, I think that would be a good first book. Right? Don't y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Shout out to our Kingsguard. Shout out to our channel members. Shout out to all the callers. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats, Venmos, Cash Apps. And those of you that are watching the replay, be sure to let us know your thoughts on all of this Bravo breaking news. I didn't plan to go live today, but I'm glad that I did because I wanted to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything that's been playing out from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Their promo pics for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island came out, and everyone was like, no one cares. I still stand that Andy was told he had to choose between this new show, Rhode Island, rebooting the reboot of Real Housewives of New York, over Miami. People are still reacting to Miami. I told you, if you listen to my exclusive Club Kempire episodes, I heard that basically that the streaming numbers for Miami were abysmal. So for those of you saying that it should have stayed on Peacock, y'all weren't watching. We watched it. Our community watched it. We loved Real Housewives, man. We were the fans. We didn't like everything, especially last season, but for the most part, we watched. And we recapped it. We never stopped recapping. We never said they had a lackluster season since the reboot. But you guys weren't watching. The live numbers weren't numbering. Apparently, the streaming numbers weren't streaming. Judy, hey, Judy. Judy says, I watched on Peacock. I watched them both. Okay? I watched them both. All right. Thank you to our Kings Guards again for holding us down. Be sure to thank them in the live chat and in the comment section. We appreciate them. I am going to add a couple of new Kings Guards because I just don't like to put it just on the handful that we have. So if you're interested and you are a longtime subscriber, I will add you as a mod here on the channel. But stay tuned. Shout out to everyone for being here. Shout out to our subscribers. If you're a new subscriber, be sure to let us know and let us know what's standing out to you. Exactly. V. Spencer says the Haitian mortician is still epic. I agree. Beth says Miami is entertaining. I watched on Bravo. I don't know. I watched those live ratings, and I would talk about it during our recaps. Like, I don't understand why you guys aren't watching Miami, but I don't know. I believe that they probably would have rode with Miami if they didn't have multiple shows not bringing in the ratings. Look at Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's ratings. Those ratings aren't great either. For it to be such a great show, those ratings aren't amazing. Those ratings aren't the numbers that we're seeing with Beverly Hills. But maybe their streaming ratings are better than Miami. I don't know. Yeah, the Haitian mortician with the coffee maker. A mess. One thing I can definitely say, I did not want to see Julia come back. But that's me. Right? Audible, y'all got us messed up because I think we all fell into the trap of Audible. We all got these credits that we're not using with Audible. I like to read a good book. I don't necessarily want to listen, but I'm going to listen. Maybe I'll listen to Amanda. Is Amanda speaking in the book like this? You can manifest just like me. Just join the call. Yeah. I don't know if I could do that. Y'all know I'm very sensitive to sounds. I don't know if I could do that. But I'm gonna go download it. And who's going to download it? Maybe that'll be our second book. Our first book, I think, will be Brandy's new book, Phases, which comes out in just a few days. I don't remember when it's coming out. It's coming out soon, though. So stay tuned for that. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. I will see you probably tomorrow. No promises. I don't like being on a schedule where I have to recap Beverly Hills. I do want to talk about Ladies of London. If you missed our recaps of Ladies of London, I've included it for our Friday lives. So stay tuned. All right? Wavekey says, I love a good hard copy in my opinion, but I may check out Audible. Boy, they're going to suck you in. And then you're going to have a bunch of credits. All right, y'all. See you all in the next one. Be sure to check out the description for everything Kempire. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.